Out of Stock behind the scenes film, Scene 1, Take 2. My name is Joseph Eriksson and I'm a cinematographer and director based in Stockholm, Sweden. I mostly shoot fashion, but Fujifilm asked me to do a more story-driven film for this project. And I was really excited to try something a bit new for me. I've been shooting Fujifilm for quite some time now. I mostly use it as my everyday carry, but I've shot some films on the X-T4, which is also a brilliant film camera in my opinion. I remember my first Fujifilm camera, I really fell in love with the color profiles and that you could tweak it to your likings so that you can get a feeling of what the end result would look like. So if you haven't seen the film yet, you should probably do so because I might spoil something in this part of behind the scenes. So, the story is about gas. And I think a lot of photographers feel this from time to time. I do, at least. Anyhow, the story is about Frank, and he sees this cheese slicer on a big billboard. And he goes home, he goes online, and to his huge disappointment, it is out of stock. And for the full film, the cheese slicer is pixelated, so it's not until the very end that you see that it is actually a cheese slicer, which is a really common thing in Sweden. We use it to slice cheese into these perfect slices that we use on bread and sandwiches. We eat a lot of bread in Sweden, and it's better with cheese, so that's why I think most homes in Sweden have a cheese slicer. But yeah. That's what Frank is excited about. For this film I had trouble choosing which features to focus on since the XH2S has a lot of great features packed into it. I really love the 6.2K open gate and I use it a lot for fashion shoots because the clients usually wants to have it 16 by 9 and 9 by 16, 4 by 5. And to be able to shoot the whole sensor and to crop it in post is really good. I think it's great that you have the possibility to shoot in 2 different RAW formats when you want to get that extra flexibility in post. I decided not to shoot in 4K 120, which is a quite cool feature. Maybe next time. For this film I wanted to show what you can do with just the XH2S and native lenses and just a small crew. Having ProRes internally is, for me, a game changer. I think it's a great format. You can push and pull it how you want. It's a great codec. I decided to shoot the full film on XF lenses. I think they have a great look. They are small, they are fast. They have great autofocus, and we ended up using eye and face detection quite a lot, actually, which made it much easier to get some scenes than it would have been otherwise. The lenses we ended up using was the 18, 23, 33, all 1.4, and the 56, 1.2. We also used 2 macro lenses, the new 30mm, which is great. I love the wider field of view. And also I think we had a few scenes with the 60mm macro. We also used the step rings XF 11mm and 16mm, which makes the regular lenses having a closer focus, so it's almost like they become more of a macro lens. We also use the MKX 50 to 135, which is a really nice lens that's parfocal and has no bleeding, which is a great cinema lens. So for the film we decided to use both F-Log and F-Log 2. We used F-Log for everything that was moving fast, like biking, and all that, because F-Log 2 has great sensor readout and close to no rolling shutter at all. Just look at this scene that we pan the camera super fast to match the bike's movement, and if you look at buildings, they are not crooked at all. It's like, yeah, it's really good, really good. And indoors we didn't have as much movement, so we decided to shoot in F-Log 2 because it has better dynamic range. And it worked really good for us because we used a lot of natural daylight and it was a treat to grade, and I think that it looks amazing. For me this was a real dream shoot coming to life. Just being a small friendly team and being able to focus on the creativity and the fun of filmmaking. And I think that this camera couldn't have done it any better. I had full confidence that we could deliver great image, and in this small form factor is just great. I mean, we could rig it super easily. We could have it on a gimbal 1 second and then just pull it off and having handheld or tripod. Super fast moving around with it, and you don't need to carry a ton, which made it so good. I'm already looking forward for my next project with the XH2S, but I'm also super interested in seeing what other people will be able to create with this camera. Cut.